Elam, you can go out and get us through games at least. That was my biggest draft point. Anybody else?
No doubt.
Y'all know how I feel, man. Y'all, hey, look, I've been saying from the beginning, man, this has been something I've been pushing all week. The Cowboys are working in reverse. They are building up to a crescendo. They are filling in all of those little cracks on the team. They're building their depth. That was the thing that really got them last season. That was their Achilles heel. They're filling their depth out so then they can see how much money they got to dance with for that one little piece that's going to make Cowboys fans' panties wet when they sign them. And I'm not saying it's going to be a tier 1 guy, but it is probably going to be a name that's recognizable. Right? Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm looking at this at. I am more focused on the process. I cannot stress that enough. Everyone is looking at the names, getting caught up in the names. I am focused on the process. The process is different than it has ever been in Dallas. Period. That's what I'm looking at as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is different.
It is, though. I mean, the facts show it. The facts show it, John. They have not ever done this early. They have not ever done that this early, John. They've never done it this early.
I mean, John, when was the last time
never
they
done it
signed?
this early.
Last year, we were sitting around on Twitter waiting for, we got Eric Kendricks, a week later?
No, for sure. Recently, I'll give you that. But because it's a new coaching staff.
Since Dak has been here.
This, I'm telling you, I think it's because of COVID. People forget this, but if you go back to 2020, man, I was just looking at it the other day of that list in 2020 because it's a new coaching staff with Mike McCarthy and his guys, so he was going to let him do it. And I'm sorry, but the guys that they added at that time are way more impressive than anybody they've added yet this time.
That was the Gerald McCoy year. They did Gerald McCoy 3 days after free. They did Gerald McCoy 3 days after free agency had officially begun.
No, and that's fine. But I'm not talking about the days. To me, don't really matter because that's changing by the year with different teams doing stuff on Saturday and Sunday. I'm talking about when you look at the names: Everson Griffin, Gerald McCoy, Don Terry Poe, Alden Smith, Clinton Dix, Andy Dalton. Those are way bigger names at that time than anybody that they're adding right now.
And what about this? What about this, though? And all those dudes were a year away from being out the league. All of them.
To a degree.
We know that now. We didn't know that at the time. If you had a podcast at that time, you would have been going nuts. I don't know.
Right.
Look, like I said, I am not hung up on. I am looking at the process. I want to see changes in the process in which the Cowboys go about building their team. They are being more proactive this year than they have ever been since Dak Prescott has been here. That's what I'm paying attention to.
Let me ask you this, though, John.
You can go look at the transactions. I looked at it. Bro, the earliest they've ever done anything is like 3 or 5 days after free agency has begun.
Yeah,
right. But
that's what you were saying.
Though. Hold on, real quick. The league has changed, though. Everybody will tell you that everybody is doing stuff earlier. It started way earlier this past weekend, where all of a sudden after the first, like that whole barrage of like the first top 10 or 15 names were already like gone. You're like, and even people that cover the league were saying, yeah, this is the earliest that they've ever had all these top guys go like that. So the league is also.
And when have the Cowboys ever changed with the league as they change? When have they ever not been 10 years behind?
Well, I'm just going to say 2020, they really, that was the most that they've done.
Let me ask you this as far as the strategy. What's the notion of the Cowboys looking at former first-round draft pick? Is that like the selective, aggressive part, or this is just by a matter of circumstances, John?
Well, I think it comes down to that. Those are guys that their scouts must have liked as well, or they wouldn't have interest in them. So there's that part of you that figures, hey, we'll get them on a 1-year deal, and they can, we can see what they have here, Most of the time, it doesn't work out. Let's be honest. Not just with guys that come here, but guys that from here. Nobody's hearing anything about anything that's going on with Kelvin Joseph on the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like when Taco Charlton left the Cowboys, he didn't find it somewhere else. Tristan Hill didn't find it somewhere else. So there is a little bit of that where, like, I get what they're doing. You want to kick the tires, and maybe somebody like Peyton Turner is somebody that you guys really liked, and you just feel like, hey, he can fit into what we're doing. And but the thing is, though, too, with all these is that they all look at it that way because you can tell by the deals they offer. There isn't the Gerald McCoy 3-year deal being offered. It's a 1-year deal. They don't do any of that anymore.
Run away.
What's that?
I think so too.
But I'm letting you cook, John, because you making points. But AOC is too, because this is my thing. I know we're saying 2020, Gerald McCoy, all that. That's cool. But here's my thing, John. Just being real. I'm comparing it to what they gave McCarthy, not like, and was he here? He was here in 2020. That was his first year.
That was his first year.
But then
I remember,
okay,
that's why they did that.
Okay, and I guess they're doing that now. But here's the deal: this isn't a. I don't look at this as it's a facelift. I don't say it's a new staff, even though it is a new. It's technically a new staff,
Right?
But the biggest holdover is now your head coach, right, and your offensive coordinator, because he was on the last staff, but he's the head man in charge. I think what is different for me is we could say they're moving swiftly, and all the teams in the NFL are moving swiftly, John. But last year, Dallas didn't move swiftly at all, and teams were moving swiftly last year. Dallas didn't do anything.
Hold on.